Hi friends, it's Carolyn Zook here with CZUK Stitch, and today is Saturday, November 13th, 2021. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm so glad that you are here and spending part of your day or evening with me. I know a lot of you comment on these color swatches that I have on the wall here. I don't like any of them, so I don't think we're going to go with any of them. Here's Simon. He came here to say hello. He says he hasn't really made a good appearance in a good long while, so he wanted to say hello. These colors were very much my last house, and the longer I'm in this house is a very warm, kind of cozy house. It's not my last house. I feel like was pretty modern. This is not modern in a good way. So I think I'm going with warmer colors. You just get to stare at these till I figure out, but it's not going to be any of these colors. But I appreciate everyone commenting on it. Yeah, so this week has been good. It's been busy. You know, we're at that point in the semester. So for those of you who are new, I teach college classes. I'm a pre-health advisor at a college campus. And then in my spare time, I also teach at a different college college class. So it's just that point in the semester where we are very busy and everyone's a bit worn out, getting ready for a little break at Thanksgiving here coming up soon. And then we'll have just 2 or 3 weeks after Thanksgiving break until fall or winter break. So we are at that point. And this is really, I mean, for me personally, this is the first time I've been back in the office. I started back in August. It's a lot. It's going great. I love it. Those of you who know, I started a new job last August. So being back in the office has really helped me feel more part of the community, if you will. But it's, it's hard and it's tiring. I have to think about what I'm going to pack for my lunch and think about what I'm going to wear in the morning and commute. So it's all fine. It's all good. Overall, I think it's great, and I have no complaints. I think we're just at that point in the semester where everyone's a bit drained and tired. So we are very much looking forward to a Thanksgiving break. So it's been busy, but also very good. So that's the little life update there. I did have a couple of questions from last week's video. CTC Crafter had a couple of questions. She asked, where on Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow did I start? So this is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. And she asked, where do you start on this? I start in the upper left-hand corner. That is usually where I start. Not always, but usually if I can, I will start where there's a nice clear border and it's pretty easy to see, pretty easy place to start. So since each of these blocks have a border around them, I thought that was a really easy place to start. And I'm never going to say I'm never going to run into an issue. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. But I try to triple check my fabric measurements just to make sure I have enough. And if I'm that confident, I have no problem starting in the upper left-hand corner. Now, if I'm a little unsure or the pattern is very complicated, so I'm thinking like my Royal Holiday, which I have not pulled out all this year. So if you're thinking, what piece is that? Yeah, you haven't seen it all year. It's a Mirabilia. That one I started in the middle because it's a fancy lady. It kind of goes this way. And so it's hard for me to think about where to start. So I started in the middle. But this one, I start in the upper left-hand corner. Now you could start in the middle, which would be somewhere in here, and work your way out. I've also seen people who start and do all the blocks, just the outline. Just the outline of each block. And that's a lot to get through, but once you have that outline, I mean, the tenacity, right? It's amazing. I so admire these people. Then you can just start on any block that you want. And when you get tired, say, of working on this block, you just move over to this block because you already have the border done for each block. So that's another way that you can do it, especially like this one down here. This is a full coverage block. So again, these blocks are 92. Well, one block is 92 by 92, so this one is going to be double that by width, but each of these blocks are 92 stitches wide by 92 high, which that stitch count is bigger than a full page Haid, right? Because Haid's one page is 100 by 80. So these are a little bit bigger than that. And when you have a full coverage one, I mean, they're gonna take a while. So that's another option. Or if you don't want to do all the borders first, you could do 2 or 3 borders, or maybe you just want to do the top borders first and then work in any of these 4 and then move on to down here. However you want to do it is fine. But usually I start mine on the upper left-hand corner. I don't normally start and that's just a preference. There's no right or wrong way, really. This one, though, I think would be easier if you started in the upper left-hand corner. But if you're nervous about your fabric and that you might not have enough, maybe start in the middle. So I hope that helps. And then you had another question about my Kringles, which I will answer when I show Kringles. So I'll get to that. And then Dawn asked me, and I didn't bring it down here, but Dawn asked me if I liked the Valdani threads, like if I liked working with them on Spring Quakers by Rosewood Manor. And I have the other 3 seasons as well, and they all call for Valdani threads, and I'm using Valdani threads on all of them. And I really, really do like using them. I find they can be a little hard. So they are a 3-ply. And if the pattern calls for, say 2 strands of DMC, for example, for Valdani, use it just as it comes off the roll, which is as a 3-ply. And that's more or less equivalent to 2-ply of DMC. So I really like it because you don't have to peel apart or anything like that. And I think the variegation is beautiful, and I think that they're just really great to work with. The only problem I have is sometimes, because there are 3 plies, sometimes they can be a little tricky for me to thread the needle with, but I tend to go up a size. So the Quakers that I'm doing are all on 28 count linen. And normally for a 28 count, I would probably use a size 26 needle. I'm not sure what you're supposed to use, but most of the time I use size 26 needles. And Pat Carson's needles are my favorite. But when I'm using the Valdani threads, I found it's a lot easier if I go to a bigger size needle. So I use a 24 needle that has a bigger eye. And they thread just fine for me with a bit larger needle. So that's one option that you can do. But otherwise, they're super easy. You just take them off the spool, cut it where you want to cut it, thread it, and you're on your way. So there's no splitting of threads. So I really do enjoy working with them. And I think if you're going to do a piece like the Quakers, I think they're worth the investment for me anyway, if you have it in your budget, of course. So thank you both for those questions, and let's just jump right into, look at this sweet baby. He's just laying up there, just waiting for mom to be done talking at you. Let's get into the whips. So this week I worked on, here's my Garan bag. So I worked on Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. And so this piece I started at the top with the top border, and I am on block 2. My goal for this year is to finish blocks 1 and 2. So I am working on block 2, which I'm pretty pleased with the progress. It's getting there. Oh my gosh, look at all this. Look at all these threads I have. There we go. Just dump them off there. So I am stitching this on 32 count Vanilla Latte by Stitch Me. So I think I had the pumpkin patch done last week. And so I did the little scarecrow. His face is quite orange. I'm using the called for DMCs the called for is MPI silks. I'm using the DMC conversion, and I'm not making any changes to that, but I might take out his face and make his face a little more straw colored. I'm not sure yet. So I got the outline of the barn all done. I got the roof done, the little chimneys and the owl, and this jack-o'-lantern. I got that done. And so you can see I'm starting to fill in. So this is one color of DMC, and it's filled in the entire barn. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to work a little bit in here and add in the birds around the side. So there is a lot around the border here. So I'm going to do a couple strands in here and then maybe do a couple items around the border. But it's getting there. I'm pretty pleased with this progress. Let me show you the what it will look like again. So you see it has a lot of these little birds, some leaves, some cats, and a whole bunch more birds over there. So my goal is I'm going to work a little bit on the barn, and then I'll do 1 or 2 of these birds, and then go back to the barn so that I'm not just doing straight fill-in. But it's actually going a bit faster than I expected. I say that now, but you can see I don't have a lot of the fill-in done on the barn. But we are getting there, so I'm pleased with my progress this week, and I shouldn't have any problem finishing it this month. I don't think. And I have to, when I'm all done, I'm going to go back and adjust these lines for the porch swing, because they're not doing so hot right now, but that's all right. We'll do it later. So that's where we're at with Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow. Now, set that aside. Now, Kringles. So Kringles, this is what it will look like. This was a market release last year, 2020, I'm pretty sure. This is by Little House Needleworks. Isn't that cute? It's like the old department stores. My goal for this year is to get just the roof done. So that is where I'm somewhere, I'm like right in here. And I have the rest of that roof to go. So let me show you. It got dark again, kind of. I swear it was light when I started this. So, yes, I'm using a ghost needle minder, but that's all right. It's just what I had on hand. So this is where I'm at. So this is my Sunday spin piece, and I got a lot of this. You can see this darker color roof tiles. I got that all done. I'm going back in with the brown to fill that in, and then I have to fill in some of the snow on top. And then do this window, and then there's going to be, once I do this window, there's another piece similar to this in size, which I need to do, and then another window, and then this piece over here. So I have a ways to go, but I was pretty happy with this progress for just one evening of work, that I got almost this roof, or not the roof, but the tile done, and then I guess it's a gable is what I meant to say. I think I kept calling it a roof window, but it's a gable, so I can get that done, and then I can move on. So I think this is going to be my Sunday spin for the rest of this month, and then I think for December as well, so I can push to get my goal done on this for this year, because there was a point in time where I really thought, like, there's no way I'm going to get this goal done, but I'm motivated again, and I think I can get my goal done for this year. So I'm going to aim for that. This Q-snap, I think I told you last week I had to buy a couple more Q-snaps. This is a very odd size. I just pieced together kind of what I had. What are the? This is probably the 17-inch, I'm guessing. Maybe 14. Probably 17. And this is probably the 6 or 8-inch side. So, and CTC Crafter, you asked, is this 2/2 or 2/1? So I'm going to hold it up real close so you can see it, see the coverage. This is stitched on a 32 count pearl gray Belfast linen. I do this 2/2. So my preferred method, even on 32 count, is 2/2. I don't really like stitching with one strand in general, which is, and I think on 32 count, it works for me. I know some people think that might be a little too snug, or they don't like the way it feels. So do what works for you. But if you like this coverage, this is 2/2. And I'm just using the DMC. No, I'm not. It calls for, there are some, so I'm using all the called for threads. So there are some DMC called for, which I'm using, and then there's some Classic Colorworks, which I'm also using. So yeah, so I just do 2/2 on 32 count. And I don't really stitch on anything higher than that, so I couldn't tell you what do I do on 36 count or something like that. So hopefully that helps and gives you a good close-up of what it looks like on 32 count with 2/2. So that was my Sunday spin piece. And then piece I worked on yesterday or last night. This is for the acrostic for the Magazine Monthly Challenge. And the acrostic is home. And for the O in home, I worked on Christmas Dinner by Stardust. And O because this is my oldest chart. I've had this since the late 90s that I've carried around with me. So this is what it will look like when it's done. I am over in this area. So I'm saving all this piece for the end. I'm kind of focusing up here right now to get a lot of that background in. And I am stitching, oh look, there's some Kringles from somewhere. I wonder where that's from. This is on a 32 count white linen. And my goal for this year was to get 30 hours in, and I finished that 30 hours last night. And here is where I'm at. So I worked a lot over here and down here last night. Now, and last time you saw this, so I also finished frogging out this and restitching it. So last time you saw this, I had realized that so all the background on this is half stitches. And I realized last time that when this pattern calls for when you do half stitches, they want you to do the half stitches in one strand. Well, I had started not realizing that, and so I did it in 2 strands, and then it butted up against the 1 strand, so I ripped it out and put in 1 strand. Now, I've realized I did it again. Sorry, this is hard to hold up here. This area right in here should be 1 strand, and that's 2 strands. You can see how much darker it is. It's supposed to be this color here is supposed to be this color, but because this has 2 strands, it's not the same. So I'm going to rip that out. Next time I pull this out, I'm going to rip out that and redo it with 1 strand. It's just DMC, so it's fine. But I want it I do want it to look correct for the whole piece. And there's not that much. I mean, really, it's just this little bit that I need to pull out. With the purple, this section over here is 2 strands and it should be 1, but I think it's okay. I'm going to leave it because, so you can see in here is the 1 strand. It's a little bit lighter, but because it doesn't butt right up next to it, I think it's fine, and I'm just going to leave that part in it. It will just look like shading, I hope. So this is where we're at. So we have a ways to go. So it's going to be kind of a long, narrow piece. Of course, I still do have so, you can see here are the little bears, and I'm in this section right in here and up here. And then I'm going to come down and do all the little animals up front here. So my goal on this was 30 hours, and I met that goal last night. So I'm going to put this piece away, actually, until next year. And my goal on this for next year is also going to be 30 hours, because I feel like that was a good amount. I got a good amount done, and it's quite feasible, and I enjoy working on that. So that is Christmas Dinner for my O in home acrostic. The Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow is the H in acrostic, in home for the acrostic as well. Okay, so let's do haul. I have a little bit of haul. So I'm going to open this up for you in a minute. This is my last, pretty sure. I'm in a finishing club through Crazy Annie's where they send you a little kit once every other month. Just some finishing materials. Sorry for the crinkling if that bothers you. I haven't even opened this before, but it's just some finishing materials. And I opted not to join again next year, but you can if you want to. I think it's nice to just build up a little bit of a stash for some finishing. So we got this button that says Merry Christmas. It's shaped like a stamp. We got some pins, gold, and then you see this really pretty crystal top pin. We got this old Kreinik here. We did not get old Kreinik in it. This backing fabric, and it's actually a good size piece for finishing an ornament or something. I think it's really pretty. I like that it's not really the traditional Christmas colors, which is nice. So it's a little more neutral. And then we got a variety of ribbons and twine. I'm making a mess of this. So here's this really pretty, is this grass grain? I don't know, but I like the edging on that. So that's pretty. We got some white baker's twine with gold flecks in it. We got some of this brown, is this grass grain? I don't know. Some brown normal ribbon. Oh boy. And then some of this really pretty, this is, I don't know if you can tell, but it's very glittery and delicate. And it's like this champagne colored ribbon, scalloped ribbon. So that's really pretty. So these coordinate all together. I mean, obviously you can use it however you want to use it. You know, you can probably get, I mean, I'm sure you can get multiple finishes out of it. So I thought it was a really fun club. It was something different and unique than other clubs I've joined. The only reason why I'm not continuing on with this club is just because I don't need any more finishing pieces. Someone asked me, and I haven't had a chance to reply. I've replied to all the comments from last week, but from a couple of videos ago, somebody asked me, do you ever FFO anything? Which actually made me laugh because, yeah, no, not too much. It's not intentional, I promise. It's really not. I plan to. It's just I've been in limbo for about a year with my materials and my living situation and all that. So as I'm getting my craft room set up, I hope to do more FFOing. I do have 3 big finishes. So if you remember Harbor Haven, that is done. And I put that away purposely because I was like, I'm not going to, I finished that last year, but I didn't want to get it framed and then I would have to worry about it being moved because I knew I was moving. And just this whole house hunting and all that took a lot longer than expected. So I'm hoping to get Harbor Haven framed. I want to get Spring at Hawk Run Hollow and Spring Quakers both framed before spring. But Harbor Haven would be my first kind of framing because that piece has been done longer. Some other smaller pieces I have finished. I have FFO'd them. Some of them I've just thrown them in a picture frame. Some of them I've kind of used the Priscilla method with the sticky board and all that. So I have a few FFOs, but you're right. I don't have very many, but I'm hoping once I get settled and I can see what everything that I have, that I can pull that stuff out and get to FFOing some stuff because I know that I have some stuff that I wanted to set out to exhibit and whatnot that I just don't have finished yet. So that question though made me laugh. And then I got a piece of Stitchy Kindness, like a huge piece of Stitchy Kindness from Kay. Kay had kindly reached out to me for our 100th video and 3,000 subscriber giveaway and offered to make project bags for them. Very, very kindly. Kay does not have a shop or anything. She just does this for fun and for generosity. But she so kindly made me a bag and sent it to me. So Kay, I love it. Look, there's a little kitty on it and it's autumn, which is one of my favorite seasons. Look at that paw print fabric. And look, she quilted it. And it has like a bigger bottom so you can fit a lot in. It has these lovely handles. And look at this inside fabric, you guys. Can you see that? They're little kitties that are smiling at you. I squeaked when I opened it and I saw these little kitties all just kind of smiling at me. Isn't that darling? And not only that, she made me, I'm not sure what these are called, but I love them so much. These are the little I call them workstations with the magnet up there, and you can put your floss on here, so your magnet can hold your scissors or your needles, and then your floss can go here. I just love it. And then this is the fabric on the back. Oh, look how cute. It's darling. And then she also made me this, look at this little handle, this little mini bag using the same fabric. Again, it has the wide bottom, this great zipper. I mean, the zipper is so big and sturdy, and then the same inside fabric here. Isn't that amazing? Kay, you are so very talented. And she quilted it all. I mean, just look at, it's gorgeous. It's just, I can't say enough about it. But unfortunately, she does not sell it. But those of you who won your project bags from Kay, you really hit the jackpot there. Kay, thank you so much for and Kay has been, I don't know, you've been with me, I don't know, from the very, very beginning, but a very long time, and always comments and is very active in our Facebook group. So Kay, thank you so much. I mean, isn't this going to be great to take to retreats and such? Because you could fit several projects in it. You could even fit a cat in it. Anyway, Kay, thank you so much. I loved it. It made my day. And then the other thing that I bought is thanks to Jan of Jan Hicks Creates. She is a major enabler. She found, so I'm going to put a pattern up here that I bought. It's from a Etsy shop, and I'm going to probably mispronounce it, but I'm going to give it my best go. Croquette A Go-Go Charts. Croquette A Go-Go. I will definitely link it down below for you if you want to. So, the Christmas Advent Calendar, which Jan saw and decided enough people were interested, and so we're going to do a sale. I think it's hashtag Christmas Advent Sale, and we're going to start at December 1. Do I need another project? Do I need another Christmas project? No, but I'm going to start the sale. I'm not making any promises in terms of, I'm going to do one block each month or something like that. I'm not going to go that far, just because there's so much other things going on. But I did, so this is a bag I have in my stash from Evertote that I bought last year, 12 Days of Christmas, which I thought was appropriate. I have my black and white copy. Now, if you look closely, and I don't know if you can tell, so the numbers go day 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. And I think it's because there's 4 weeks. So if you go all the way down to here, that there's 7 in each row, that's 4 weeks, and then Christmas is at the bottom. I think what I'm going to do, so some people are doing this, and you can go to Jan Hicks Creates to join her Facebook group if you aren't already, if you want to join us on the sale. Some people are making these into individual ornaments, which you could do easily. I'm going to do it all in one piece because I would love to make it like an actual advent calendar and somehow do a magnet or something like that and move it each day. But I think for me, my brain wants them to go across, right? So I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what I mean. So I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit and go across and just do it across because I don't need to. I guess there's only 6. Oops, sorry. I showed the part of the chart. So it's not quite a full week, but there are 4 weeks before Christmas. So I'm going to do it across, but you can do them in mini ornaments. I'm sorry, I don't have a color printer, but you can get an idea of how cute they are. And then you have your big Christmas Day one there. So I'm going to do it going across. So we are starting that December 1. I'm keeping everything in this bag from Caroline from Evertotes. I have as much floss. I went through my stash. I have a bunch of floss in here, as you can see. And then I was looking through my stash. So this calls for, I think it's a 32 count. I think so the size for a 3-inch border is kind of an odd size that you need for this. It's, I want to say it's like 19 by something. So I have this piece in my stash. This is from my Rogue Stitching Fabric of the Month Club. This is called Fawn by Picture This Plus. This is from the May fabric. And I think this will be good. So it's kind of a neutral. It has some pink undertones, but it's more of a beige. I liked the modeling on it. Kind of reminds me of snowflakes. This one I think I'll have enough space on if I do 2-inch borders, which should be fine. But yeah, so that's what I think I'm going to use. I need to triple check. My whole point there is I need to triple check the stitch count and my measurements on this piece, because I don't want to have to buy another piece of fabric, because I have a few in my stash at this point. So if you would like to join us, please join us December 1. I'll put a link down below for where you can find the chart. In addition to the Christmas Advent Calendar one, I also bought these Christmas tags because I thought they were so pretty. So I did buy those as well. So take a look at her shop, and they are PDFs. You do not get them instantly though. So just be aware of that. She has to go in manually and send them to you. So there could be, a 24-hour delay or so before you actually get the charts, which it's okay. And she's so kind and sweet, and the charts were all watermarked with my name across them, which was really nice. And so I ordered them one evening, and when I woke up in the morning, they were in my inbox. So I believe she's out of Italy, so there is a big time change as well. But it was no problem for me. But just be aware, you're not going to get them instantly. There might be a little bit of a delay. So I hope you'll join us for that. And like I said, this is all Jan Hicks's doing, but I can't turn down a good Christmas Advent sale. All right, so I think that's everything. So plans real quick. So I'm going to continue my Sunday spin on Kringles, working towards that goal. I'm going to continue working on Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow to complete that goal of block 2. And then I think I'm going to, let me pull this out. I don't know. I'm going to work on Welcome Winter Friends, which I have already met my goal for this year on Welcome Winter Friends. However, the theme, the Magazine Monthly Challenge theme for this month is Home is Where the Heart Is. And I just feel like this piece exhibits home is where the heart is to me. Now, I replaced Welcome Friends with trees. But still, this is a friendship sampler. I always picture it being in the guest room, right, for when family and friends come during, it could be any time during winter, really, because it's not necessarily a specific Christmas piece. So I'm going to, and I try to have my theme pieces be from magazines. We don't have strict rules in our group, but for me, I try to get my theme piece out of a magazine. It doesn't have to be a new start. It can be something you've already started on. So this is from the summer 2020 Stony Creek magazine, and if you recognize this is the same magazine where L'Amazing is in. So I've completed my goal already for this year on this piece, which is to finish this outside border and finish this bottom part. But because this fits the theme so nicely for me, I'm just going to go ahead and do one stitching session, about 3 hours I'll probably start with this border here, which I was kind of debating, do I include that in this year's plans or not anyway? So I'm just going to go ahead and start working on that border and see how far I get in my 3 hours. So that is also my plan. Kringles, Welcome Winter Friends, and Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow. So those are my plans for this week. And then we are almost at Thanksgiving. Can you believe that? Here in the States, Thanksgiving will be not this coming Thursday, but the following Thursday. So we're very excited. I have no plans for Thanksgiving, which is okay. I'm still not comfortable to host. Usually I host a big crowd. I am not, just with COVID and all that, I'm not ready to host a big crowd yet. So I think it will be a very quiet day. It might even, last year I went on a camping trip with some friends who were in my pod. And we're not doing that this year. I think I might even just get to sit home and stitch and watch the parade, which could be really fun. And I'm really, really excited. And just having a break from life and work on my craft room and all of that. So I'm very excited for that. So that's everything I have for you today. I wish you happy stitching. I hope you're doing well and enjoying fall into winter, which I love. We changed our time on Sunday for most of us. I know my friend Robin, who Bird's Eye Stitches, who lives in Arizona, they don't change the time. So part of the year, she and I are in the same time zone, and then part of the year, she's an hour ahead. I don't mind it getting dark at 4 o'clock. So this is my happy time of the year anyway. And pretty soon, I will be decorating for Christmas this year. Last year, I really didn't decorate for Christmas because I had my house on the market and was moving and all this. So I'm very excited to pull that all out, and I'll do a little Christmas tour for those who are interested in seeing my Christmas tree. All right, have a great stitchy week, everyone, and I will see you next week. Bye.